Hi guys, Mr. Jaeger here, and welcome back to another channel update. Huzzah! And welcome to a slightly earlier one. I figured since we were a few days into April, when I finally got round to getting finally got the damn time to make the sodding video about the channel update, I figured I'd do an advance and do the other one earlier. So, you know, keeping things as balanced as possible. So, starting on with the IRL stuff. Fucking hell, 5 months into 2021, and Jesus Christ, we are always speeding through 2021. It's not been a bad year, not as bad as bloody COVID year 2020, but I think the best way to describe what's going on is this is the year after COVID. I mean, I suppose it was a naive concept to think that 2021 was suddenly going to turn things around, but at the same time, it's not divulging into further shit, touch wood. I'm just probably going to be watching this at the end of this year saying, if only I knew. But no, so hopefully not that bad. But no, going into IRL stuff, some good news and some bad news. The good news is, with regards to work, I finally might be able to have dedicated day for streaming. Yes! After waiting an extortionately long time to finally get shit going, I finally have the ability to... I finally got a transfer to a workplace which will guarantee me the same daily hours and the same day... Well, I say daily hours. The same days in the week, I should say. And thus allow me to finally settle down and actually have proper days to stream. More on that later. So that took a while. Slightly bad news is, well, I say it's bad. Well, it is bad news. My graphics card, it is making some noises, some loud sort of fan noises, and it is getting very warm when I am playing various games. It is a RTX 2070. Unfortunately, before I got it, I was not aware, I think at the time it was a recently released graphics card as well, but I was not aware of the reputation until it was a bit too late, that they like to make noise and do various things. I jerry-rigged a fix for it so it wouldn't make so much noise, but unfortunately, I fear the fans are now beginning to struggle. Well, luckily the fans the graphics card gets very cold and back to normal when I stop playing the games, but it's mainly with some games, unfortunately, if you hear a random fan noise in the background, I will do everything I can to minimize the sound impact in non-live content, but in live content there is a good chance that I will not be able to do anything except, you'll hear bits of it. So all I can do is profess my apologies. It is very irritating, especially from my angle, because I have to constantly mute my microphone when it goes on, and depending on the kind of game I'm playing, it's irritating to say the least, but hey ho. So just to forewarn you about that. Anyway, on to content news. Yes, content. So, I am making an announcement for a new series because, well, we finished Rome 2. Holy shit, yeah, we finished it. And that, as said, that was the last Total War style game that I would do, with the exception of Shogun 2, but we're going to go into stuff. I'm currently, it's the last series that I did with the Total War games and the Total War Rome 2. Shogun 2 is still ongoing. It's been ongoing now for fucking 3 years. It's scary how long that's actually been. But yeah, so yeah, it's been official. It's going to be 3 years, depending on how long we get to that point in the campaign. That we are getting to a good point in terms of that campaign, which I guess I'll bring this bit further forwards. We'll go to non-live content actually before we go to the live content. We'll swap things around. So for non-live content, Rome 2 is gone, which means there's going to be a bit of a gap in our releasing schedule. And as such, there are going to be some other types of content because I want to make a change. I know I've been doing Total War content I've been doing Total War content for years now. So I want to try and change things up a bit. And also because the current standards of the Total War games means that they're pretty much the same games, just getting worse. and not in a very, some games even worse than before. So in regards to other games, I'm going to try and see if I can sort of branch out and do some other bits. So for Shogun 2, I'm planning on doing a bulk upload. Basically, we've gotten to a point where I'm recording a load of episodes again, which is great, but unfortunately the downside is I have to spend the time rendering the shit up and getting that stuff sorted. So what I'm probably going to do is hit my get fucked by electricity bill, yay, and basically have my computer go complete ape shit on rendering. So I'd be like, right, let's render 5 episodes today and then wait until the next day because it'll be fucking rendering then. So then I can try and get the episodes rendered as much as possible. And then we can blitz through. Then I can basically have a day where I upload, like, I schedule upload, like maybe, I don't know, an episode a day, who knows. We'll see if that works. I don't know how it's... I haven't really put much thought into planning it. But I think what I'll probably do is, the main intention is get rid of a fuckload of the episodes so that you can get a shit ton of content. So you guys are going to be benefiting more than anything. And then that way, once we can kind of progress through the series at a much better pace. And then once I've done a bulk push through of all the content, I'm then going to be able to happily record more of the episodes. And then we're going to be able to sort of swing around. And that also means then I can kind of blitz through that, finally get that done, and then we can roll swinging into the other sort of stuff. And then hopefully that will be all funky-dory. So other stuff... well, there's one thing we're going to talk about, which is Star Citizen. Now, it's a game that I can never fucking do video content on, and I'm not even going to bother trying now. At least, I'm not going to bother saying I'm going to try something, because it won't work. But what I will say is that Invictus Week, for some reason, Invictus and IAE are the two fucking events that I can somehow get around to doing. And as such, we may, in fact, have an opportunity to do that in a new location. Star Citizen or CIG have been really quiet about Invictus launch week. For those who don't know, it looks like every May, they had their first one back in 2020. So we don't know, but in 2020 we had the first Invictus Launch Week, which is an in-game lore event where recruits going to the United Earth Empire are sent off, and recruits who have finished their training come back from the United Earth Empire. And it's this massive military ceremonial thing. But what really is the factor is that it's an opportunity to buy some of the more limited military ships, as well as the ability for players to try the game out for free and try out some of the new features and other funky stuff. And as Star 3.13 has now finally dropped, we're now waiting on 3.13x, which could possibly be the patch that comes with the Invictus Week. Something tells me if we're going to have the 3.13.x, Invictus Launch Week is probably when we're going to see it. But that'll be good because I'll get my lovely little Hercules and I'll finally have a reason to play a bit more. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting concept for that one. I'm looking forward to it because obviously it's Invictus Launch Week. I get to run around and talk about my favorite ships in that game. And yeah, I'm looking very much forward to it, and it's very much I'm excited. So other content. Well, obviously Hearts of Iron 4. That series, we've got the reclamation of the East Coast or Commonwealth going on, which is quite nice. I've got an episode coming up actually, which I'm going to probably upload outside of the usual routine because I kind of want to get it out and just showcase. It's probably going to come along outside at the same time as this episode as well, so you get to benefit and see the other stuff, which is quite nice. And it's a different style of content, it's not super different, but it's different enough. And it's an opportunity to sort of give back to this sort of thing. Anyway, I've been blabbering on about non-live content for a while, so let's get back onto the main track, which is an announcement for new series. This is something I am going to be doing, and is going to be working around my new streaming schedules. Yay! Which is a new live Let's Play. In fact, 2 new live Let's Plays. So on the days I don't exactly know how it's going to work with regards to that, but what I will say is on one of the days I can dedicate to streaming, we're going to be playing Generation Zero for one of the days, which is a first-person sandbox game where you play as a plucky survivor trapped on a Swedish island filled with death robots. And then we've got another game called Wolcen, which is originally known as Lords of Mayhem, but now they've updated it and just turned it to Bloodlines. So I don't know how Wolcen's going to go. I last played it back in February of 2020. I enjoyed my time with it. I never really found it to be too problematic, but at the same time, I am also of the factor. I'm obviously things may become problematic. If again, I don't know, but we'll see how things go. But both of these games I'm going to be playing till completion, and it's going to be a nice little side project. It's something fun to do differently as well. Obviously, we have the satisfactory, it's not a playthrough, but it's a playthrough that I'm going to be doing. I was mainly doing it just so I can try out the new features, but it's turning into a new playthrough, so I suppose I might as well start fucking marking it as such. But still, I'm gonna be when I can do that'll be kind of more the off stream, where if I'm not really feeling particularly energetic, I can probably jump onto that, and then we can have a nice little cool thing. But we're not going to do any of the Generation Zero Wolcen stuff until May itself. So the first couple of weeks of May is when we're going to start seeing that stuff going on, and then afterwards we're going to then be able to start seeing some of the other bits. So there you go. So I've been rambling on now for almost 12 minutes, so thank you all very much. Just wanted to say thank you also very much to everyone who's been following me on my Twitch. Thank you very much to everyone who's been following me and subscribing and commentating on the more recent endeavors. I very much appreciate your dedication and the nearly 2.5 thousand of you, Jesus Christ on a bike, who have decided to follow me. Thank you so much. It's scary. And I hope to live up to your expectations, or at least allow you to have a chuckle at my expense. The fun machine is being fed, and she is loving every second of it, which is great. But yeah, thank you very much, seriously, guys. I'm looking forward to giving you guys more content, and us being able to finally get to a more stable and enjoyable period of time. But until then, I will catch you on the next one. I hope you enjoy the Hearts of Iron episode. And give that creator some love, by the way. I'm fairly certain this is going to come up at the same time. So give that mod creator some love and make sure his project comes true and we can also sort of enjoy this shit together. Have a good one, guys. This is Mr. Jaeger, signing out.